just for Hambone.
Just if she streams, I want her on this channel. That's all I'm saying. Tins, if you're out there, make it happen. Make it happen.
Avassist will host you.
Yeah, we will. Definitely. Yeah. Well, the cool thing is that obviously she's going to be giving us the quest, just like Eris did for the Dark Below. But the other thing is that Gathalion even came out immediately and said, "Okay, is this like, taking the old quest that she already gave us and redoing it? I mean, rehashing stuff,
new bounties."
And immediately they were like, "Oh no, it's brand new stuff,"
Right.
And so I was really, really, happy to see that. Obviously, he asked that up front. That some of this stuff was obviously scripted. You could tell how it was, right? They had him set at certain points to script it out. But I think I still think he did a good job putting in his personality. Is it Chris Shannon? Is that who it was from Bungie that was there? One of the artists. I believe it was. I believe it was Chris Shannon. If it wasn't, it was Chris something. But he, I think he did a really good job as well explaining, and he seemed really excited about the content that they were giving out. And it was cool to see a different face there. You know what I mean? And not just have Deed showing everybody this stuff. That new ship hanging up over there, dude. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going after that ship. I have the Queen's Bounty ship.
I was like, holy crap, that's an awesome ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, his name was Christopher Barrett.
Barrett. Okay, that's right. That's right. Christopher Barrett. I knew it was Chris. Hey, look. No,
you were right. You had more than I did because, like I said, all I saw was Deej and Gathalion and then Reeve. So, yeah, good call.
Well,
the emo guy standing next to Deej, right?
Yeah,
that other dude. And
did you guys?
I don't know about you guys, but I want one of those shirts they had on, the House of Wolves shirts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did you see the comparison to Chris and the Queen's brother? That they look exactly the same.
I haven't seen that.
There's a Reddit post. Yeah, he tweeted it out. You can check his account. He retweeted it or whatever. Yeah, they look very similar.
The Queen and her brother.
No, the brother, the Queen's brother, and this Chris guy.
Chris Bennett.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Nice.
right.
So
I don't think so.
No.
then they took us over to Varix, the loyal House of Judgment. He runs the Prisoner of Elders, and so it says his description on there was loyal to the Queen and has no love for the Bells who have taken command of the fallen houses. So it was really cool because if you didn't see the stream, this guy's a fallen. He has like a metal arm, right?
Right.
And like they went into a little bit of explanation, that he's there and he was loyal to the Queen. He was one of the last fallen there, and obviously we all know in the story, spoiler alert if you haven't already played it, but the Queen has two fallen around her, which was always a question for us, right? Like, what is this relationship going on? And I'm really intrigued.
Not just fallen, but Hawaiian fallen. They were like, you show up at the reef, you're gonna get a lay. Like,
right?
That's
Step off the plane. Ohana. You know what I mean? I like it. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, it was really cool because I'm really interested in this story. I think for the first time, I'm actually hyped to hear like how this relationship between the Awoken and the Fallen occurred. In this battle or whatever took place, or this, uprising from the Fallen after they turned their back on the Queen. Like, this is real intriguing to me, and I think it's the biggest part of story as far as like something that has a lot of meat that I think we're getting. I mean, do you guys agree?
Mm-hmm.
From what they've shown so far, absolutely. The thing I like is that they said, they mentioned elders. We know about the House of Elders. We know about. It's slipping my mind. The PvP. Osiris.
Trials.
Yes.
Yeah, Trials of Osiris. And then they mentioned during the stream, they were talking about how there's another raid-esque like PvE thing in the end game that they have not even talked about yet.
Well, see, like for me, I thought that was, and we'll get into this a little bit more, but I thought that was more about the House of Elders. I thought their reference that was kind of to the House of Elders. I mean,
they said
what do you
House
think?
of Elders is in game, and then they said they have something that is beyond that is very much like a raid as far as difficulty, but not a raid.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I thought that they were talking about House. I thought they were talking about the Prison of Elders. Is that what you thought, Josh?
I thought it was the arena. I thought they were talking about the arena, right?
I think that's what I think it's going to be. I think that what we saw that we originally thought was an actual raid being called the Arena. I think that's what Clawman said. I think that's correct. I think that's the thing they haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys.
Well, obviously, Varex has new inventory each week. They confirmed that. He asked immediately. He said, "Is this RNG based, or is it on a schedule?" Right? And so I didn't even know this, but I guess whenever you play Iron Banner, its equipment is also on a schedule. It's not RNG based. It's not random. They have a schedule so that if you are playing Iron Banner all the time, you will eventually be able to get that equipment. So say one week when it's on, you're not able to, in like 2 or 3 more times that it comes later, that same equipment will be there, so you'll have a chance to get it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So same thing is going to happen with Prison of Elders. There's going to be continuous rotation, but those items will come back around. So if something happens in your life and you're not able to play one weekend or 1 week or whatever and get that equipment before it changes, it'll come back around.
Stick around.
I wonder if it's just like the Iron Banner, because doesn't the Iron Banner drops whatever was sold the previous Iron Banner? I think, right?
Yeah.
Like they're consecutive there. I wonder if it'll be the same as that. Like it'll
right. Well, and the Iron
each week
Banner,
it'll drop.
The Iron Banner gets like its own ad where, like, if you look at Bungie.net, and I think they might tweet it out as well, there's like a little ad that's kind of like, hey, Iron Banner's in town, and it'll say like what the rewards are, what XP bonuses you're getting from different things that you equipped, and it talks about what items are available and dropping. So
I was chatting with a guy. Go ahead. Okay. I was chatting with a guy today, and rumor has it that this next week Iron Banner is going to have a helmet.
That's confirmed.
Actually, that is confirmed.
Yeah,
that's no longer rumor, but that's confirmed.
Great.
Troy called me today and said the Iron Banner helmet, this coming Iron Banner, looks sweet.
Yeah, it does. It looks so sweet.
Except for the
which
Warlock
class? Yeah, I was about to say for everybody but the Warlock. Like I was digging on the Titan, and I definitely like the Hunters. Kind of look like a fighter pilot-esque type thing for me. But the Warlock just looked like a vacuum cleaner,
like an ugly helmet,
like it would look like an oblong dirt.
Brought to you by Kirby.
The Hoover
for
your head.
like woo.
Well, the
Brought
items
to you by the shark. It really sucks. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that's like a Null Zero joke.
I'm done.
Wow, that was a Null Zero.
That was my off-point joke of the night. I'm done.
All right.
Come here,
Each week, also, I guess there's going to be a lockout of the items too, and I don't know how that's going to work exactly, but they mentioned that there's going to be a lockout of the items. So I guess I don't know if it's going to be like you're going to get this chance to play Prison of the Elders, and once you play or whatever, there's going to be a lockout, is what they mentioned of the items. So I'm interested to see how that works out.
What I think they were saying is, as far as the items go, because Gathalion asked about the currency, right? Using this certain currency to buy these things, and they were saying if you get extremely lucky and you get a bunch of this currency, I mean, you can get they don't lock out how much currency you can get, but that's kind of the lockout I think they were talking about, is like these items cost a certain currency and you can get a lot of it if you do House of Elders, or I'm saying this wrong, Prison of Elders. Thank you.
The roofies are kicking in.
Yeah, the roofies, here it is.
That is a thing.
The Trials of Osiris, I think they said it could drop there. And then, but I think they were
They
saying
said everywhere, didn't they, David?
I believe so, pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I heard them say that. Yeah, Nightfall.
Iron
because
Banner.
that was the thing. It was like if you did Iron Banner, Nightfall, your Prison of Elders for the 3 weeks, and Trials of Osiris, you would be loaded. They said you could hit the mother load.
Yeah,
Could.
But I believe,
Sorry,
we'll get into that. But I believe that's in regards to the new item that when they were talking about that they were talking about that new item that you'll need.
Oh, the etheric.
The
mind fart. Yeah. I can't
right
think
now.
of what the second word
It's in my notes somewhere along the way. We'll get to it, but I think that's what they were talking about as well. So
light, etheric light. Thank you, Guardian of DCF.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. Can we back up just a second? When I said those are the roofies kicking in, Clawman goes, that's not how that works. So, one, that statement makes me a little nervous. Two,
I'm a nurse. Because I'm a nurse.
Is your favorite pickup line, does this rag smell like chloroform?
Full disclosure. I'm a nurse.
Okay, all right.
Let me start off by saying I'm a nurse.
Instead of calling you Clawman, can we call you Fokker?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh my goodness,
David, you and I are on point tonight,
Exactly,
brother.
bro.
Wow. Well, before this gets too off task here, one of the things that they mentioned real quick, and I don't know if you guys caught it or not, and they said, oh, we'll talk about it later, but they didn't, was that some of these items needed something called an armor core. Okay? And they said, armor core drops from Prison of Elders. So I'm interested. They never went back to it. They never said anything about it. Do you guys know anything else about armor cores that are going to be needed for these items from Varix?
No.
I absolutely don't. I recall that situation that you just mentioned, but yeah, I haven't seen anything. I don't know if anybody out there in chat has seen anything on those, but I think that's one of the things that we're going to have to be left to discover on the 19th.
Well, the last couple of things that they said about Varix and the Prison of Elders when they were showing him and they were there was that they definitely said Prison of Elders is in-game content. Mm-hmm. And they also said that it's different every time you play it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is really, David called this probably, 3 or 4 shows ago. He said, what would be really awesome is if we had content that changed every time we went there. Well, supposedly this is going to do that every single time. So, yeah, there you go, David. They're listening.
But hold on. We need to really pinpoint on the fact that David nailed the crap out of that. Like, refresh the memory, Zero. Refresh the memories. Like, we had, there was a portion where Zero was talking about, what were we talking about, Zero? Thank you. Yeah. And then we got an email from a couple of people who were like, I don't know. I don't know if that's what they're going to do or where they're going to be possibly. And then here's Zero. And here we are 2 months later. And Zero is on his throne at this point. So I do want to give a big shout out to him for that.
Yeah, he got a lot of guesses right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
A little golf clap will suffice because that was pretty impressive. That
I know my games, bro. I know my games.
Yeah.
Well,
so
you definitely knew it would make it fun and make people love the game, and looks like Bungie does too because they obviously give us a lot of stuff. In order to play the Prison of Elders, you also have to finish the story.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That seems natural.
I mean, that's interesting, right? I mean, that's way different.
Yeah. Because that's the whole thing. Like, we're trying to slow the progress of people racing through the in-game content and then complaining a week later when there's 75% of the community who's like, wait, how hard is Crota on hard mode? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of people who are just still in that realm of I haven't run a full raid. I was streaming last night and there was a guy in stream who was like, I've only been through Crota up to the Death Singer.
Well, dude, here's what's really crazy. I played with some people on Xbox this week, which is awesome. Thanks to everybody out there that, when I tweeted out I'm playing on Xbox, I had a full team immediately. It was great. Mm-hmm. But these guys, most of these guys, in fact, I don't know if I met one guy on Xbox that has a raid team. Like somebody they go in. Most of these guys are LFG in it. And, it's crazy for us, Clawman, because, me and you and most of all of us here, we have a group of people that we play the raid with a lot.
Right.
We jump on them like, hey, you guys got a spot?
I tell them, hey, come raid with me, and they follow because I'm the leader.
Right. That's kind of how that
works. You just play your little horn, they just follow you with bats.
And they just show up, so it's like Bloodborne.
Group up.
Yeah. Ring the bell.
Autobots roll out.
No, but they're good. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, people.
It's crazy, right? Because I don't know if we have these blinders on, but I thought, man, everybody's got to be playing the raid. They got to have some people they're grouping up with, but I guess they don't, and if you don't, man, go join a clan on Bungie.net and figure out, I mean, there's tons of great people, tons of great clans out there.
I can tell you firsthand, people are thirsty for clans. I'll tell you that. We have like 100 applications this week.
Wow.
So, how many people are in
out there? 66 now.
Right on. So you guys are growing. Are you very cautious about your application process?
Yes. We're reaching maximal number. We don't want to break 75 right now, so we're being pretty particular. But
right on.
I'll play with you guys. I mean, I'm on Twitter. I mean, the community is here. You guys.
Yeah.
You guys. Everybody here. Everybody. I mean,
Yeah, you guys don't just play just with your clan just to get that right. You guys play with everybody. I mean, tons of people. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are
just like Savvy
friends of Resolute. Yeah, just like Savvy. Yeah, but yeah,
that's cool.
That's sweet.
Me and Destinot are in a clan, the Loot clan. That's just me and Destinot. Pretty much.
So your stuff isn't even active on Bungie.
Hey, no, it is. I got my kid. My other kid, I created fake accounts.
There you go.
When you have four Xboxes, you bought your fourth one this week.
Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness, I completely forgot about that.
I am married to the most amazing woman, and I'm like, hey baby, I need an Xbox in my office, and she was like, if you bring home pizza and beer, I don't care what you buy. I was like,
purchase.
Where's the PlayStation purchase at, Josh? Huh? Come join the dark side.
Hey, now I thought about this very long and hard because I'm like, I should get a PlayStation, but because of Destiny, I have a backlog of games on the Xbox One that I can finally play in my office. Like, I can't really play Far Cry with my kids around. I can't really play Dragon Age with my kids around, and so
true.
I can finally finish up on that backlog, get the stream going a little bit, and you know what? Before you know it, there'll be a PS4 here, and I'll be going,
yes,
sweet, I got a Blu-ray player.
Oh, my God.
Two things. One, since your wife just requested, beer and pizza, you should have brought home like a Tostino's and some natty ice, bro. Like, she didn't say where it had to be.
Was that a Tostino's?
Yeah, like, those little, like freezer.
I don't know what they are, but you call them Tostino's.
I think that's what they're called, bro.
They're called
Totino's.
Tostinos. I don't know what they're called, but I just know they're delicious. They're little boxes of deliciousness.
Bring home a Tombstone.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Tombstone. I didn't know people knew
Hot
Tombstone.
Pocket.
Yeah,
how's that sound?
Hot Pocket. There you go. And Southpaw from the
home, you got slapped.
Oh yeah, you
like I said, you guys know who Lorena Bobbitt is. That's all I got to say about that.
That's it. I do want to throw this out there to you guys though. Southpaw in our chat says he has more than 11 days of playtime, but just one completed raid. So this is case in point right here. He has a lot of time in the game, but still just one full complete Crota run. So.
And you know what? I think there's an excellent point there, or something to look at. Like, we know that Destiny looks at a ton of statistics, right? I mean, they gave us vault space because that majority of people was vocal about it, right? That wanted vault space. But what was the percentage? I don't remember exactly, but it wasn't.
It was something small,
20 or 21%.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought it was 19.
But those were the people that were vocal, so they still gave it to us. They know, I think, hasn't there been something about how many people have completed the raid?
Yeah, it was also somewhere around like 19% on PS4 or something like that.
Yeah, so...
Right, I know it's from PS4 is those stats.
Yeah.
Those of us that have completed the raid, we're kind of pissed that there's not another raid, right? Because we can get a team together and we can do it. But for everybody else that can't, but they can get a strike team together or, whatever the case is, they're not going to be left out from that end game content now that's going to be offered to everybody.
I think,
right?
I think immediately we all were like, no raid, what is going on? But I actually had a discussion with Pope Bear today about this. And one of the cool things that we were talking about is like, now that all this information's out there, it's really calmed down. Like the no raid hate has kind of gone away, and so... he made a good point that like, hey, they had to tell us something we all didn't want to hear, right? But then they also turned around and showed us a ton of stuff that we wanted, right? So they knew when they told the bad news, they were like, okay, we know the storm's going to come, but then they turned around and released a ton of information to us, obviously that we're going through right now of great things that we're going to get to enjoy.
There's got to be a guy at Bungie that just is like, hey, Deej, go ahead and tell him there's no raid, and have fun.
No,
this week's gonna suck,
Deej.
They came up to him on Monday and they said, hey, Deej, how are you feeling this week? I'm all right. Weekend was good, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, this week's really going to suck for you. Just letting you know. It's about to really suck.
Here's a gift card to Vesmo.
I'm telling you, I didn't really care when they said no raid, and after the information, I was like, I told Troy the other night on the phone, I was like, I love the idea that we can go in and do other things and not be locked out of max level because of a raid. Like, we're going to be able to go and get to max level. We don't have to complete a raid, and we can now bring our, old gear up and all this different stuff. I'm like, they're adding new game modes, which is really going to make it a lot fresher than, we have a new raid.
Right. Yep. No, I agree. And they went on after we saw Petra, after we saw Varks, they went on and they showed us Brother Vance, which I couldn't be more excited to see Brother Vance. I mean, Brother Vance was like, it was amazing. I just was like, la, as soon as I saw it.
That cloak though, right? I want that on my hunter.
Oh, dude! I mean, they actually. This is the part.
Was that also Little Red Riding Hood's grandma? Is that who that was?
Yellow, yellow and many different colors. Get out of here.
Yeah, for real. Who doesn't like Little Red Riding Hood? Okay, everybody loves that.
I'm the big bad wolf. That's who.
Oh no! No! Well, let's go, Brother Vance.
Yeah, Brother Vance, the disciple of Osiris. And they didn't actually tell us a lot of. I mean, out of all three of these little stages that they told us with Petra, with Varks, they told us the least amount about Osiris, and I think that's because next week, they're having the other focus on it, so they didn't really get into it.
Triple Rec will be there.
Triple Rec will be there, and basically the couple of quick things they told us about Osiris is it will be open each weekend,
which is cool,
starting on Friday.
Right. Awesome.
Until reset.
Wait, say that again because I don't know if that actually hit home. Say it again.
It's only open on the weekends, starting on Friday.
But it's every weekend.
Every weekend. Well, they said it was every weekend until reset. So from my understanding, that means it opens Friday, and then it commences all the way through till reset on Tuesday.
That would be an accurate representation, I would think.
So it's like a 3-day lull where you can't do Osiris.
And that's awesome.
Which is, I think that's just a cluster of players, honestly. It's great.
Right. They also said that his stock will refresh as well, so that'll be entertaining to see. Is his stock refresh? I guess everybody's is doing that, right? Everybody's stock is refreshing.
Apparently.
So
you're really excited about this refreshing stock.
Well, I'm just saying. It's
so
cool
tell me more about
so
the refreshing stock.
Here's the deal. I'm excited about it because that means there's going to be so much. There's going to be so much different gear, right? Yes. There's going to be all this different gear that everybody's going to start looking different.
And it can be level 34.
Yeah. Right?
And guess what? You don't even have to have the expansion to get to level 34.
Yeah.
What?
Great, dude. I think that's
awesome. Yeah. Dude, that's awesome.
You can go to the reef even if you don't get the expansion.
Right.
You know what that is? That's Bungie saying, "Hey, Activision, here's our middle finger."
Right.
That's
exactly. Pretty much.
I call it more baiting the hook. They're giving you just enough to where you're like, okay, I'm getting House of Wolves.
Yeah. I mean, that's what and this is the good way to do it. I mean, This is the way a lot of MMOs do it.
Give them a little bit of each expansion and make their mouth water for more.
Yeah. Well, David, how familiar is this? Is what Bungie doing to every other game that's similar to it? Like, is this right in line for where they should be going?
It's a page out of WoW for sure. I mean, when WoW puts in a new expansion, almost every time they have some systems that are coming that change the game, and sometimes maps change, and all those come to you regardless of the expansion. So this is a page out of WoW. I think it's a really smart move for them because they need a way to entice people to buy expansions.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I was going to say. To Troy, talking about the Trials of Osiris, I don't know if they all noticed the different kinds of things, items in there to purchase, but like one thing at the top, there was a thing that basically you could purchase that gave you access to like different levels of weapons. And so I was like, well, that's cool. And then they also had the thing where it was like, you could get one win for free.
Yeah, the favor of Osiris. It's a consumable. It's called the favor of Osiris.
There's another one.
And it said that you're granted a favor. You will start the trials with a win already rewarded.
Right. Then they had a second one that was it would forgive a loss. And then a third one that when you win one game, it'll count as another win. So you'll get 2 wins off of 1 win. I thought that was pretty interesting. I'm really interested to see how this goes down, how this Osiris goes down, and how competitive
what it takes. I mean, how many wins you have to get?
I mean, they said 3 initially, and I'm wondering if that's the same deal. But
well, the cost for the consumable, the cost for Favor of Osiris is passage coins, right? So you buy all this stuff from Osiris, from what I saw, with passage coins, and it did say 3 of 3 on that. So when I froze,
do those coins vibrate too?
Yeah. So wait, now. Has there been clarification on how many you have to win to get the passage coin?
I'm guessing you get a passage coin for each win once you get into the Trials of Osiris. Now, originally we were all thinking, right, that you're going to have to reward your way into Trials of Osiris, and I don't know if it's going to open on Friday and everybody's going to get a chance to start going in, and once you hit like a 3-win win streak, then you start getting passage coins. Right. I don't know. I mean, obviously we're going to find out really soon. But like I said, I mean, it was really slim on the information about Trials of Osiris. They didn't tell very much at all. We got to see the candles, and, but that was it.
No solar.
That will be quenched by kids' tears. Right? Yeah. Too loud?
Yes. I'll be wrecking some kids, and they will be crying and go over to him and put out those candles.
And Wednesday, it's Wednesday, right? Is it Wednesday, 11 a.m. for Triple Rec, or is it Tuesday? I can't remember. I
believe same time, same day.
Yeah.
It's not
same bet place. Yeah, I'm telling you what, man. Like, I know I said it earlier, but they really have turned over a new leaf. Like I said on Twitter this past week, like there always seemed to be this shroud of secrecy for who knew what or what we could know, and now it's like, hey, let me pull this Band-Aid off really quickly and tell you there's no rate, but there's a whole bunch of sweet crap, and we're actually going to tell you what it is. And yeah.
You guys see how high the interest is too, right? Today, Twitch tweeted from their account that the reveal stream for the Reef, was the highest concurrent viewers for any game reveal this year. 137,000 plus. That's so
137,000.
How many countries is that bigger than? I mean, I don't know, but I mean, there's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people. It really is. And
countries, dude.
Chat, like you couldn't even, you couldn't even see the chat move. Like if you were in there on
you know what I did? At the end, I just put like 100 hearts in a row and just spammed them, so people see my name. And somebody tweeted me, he's like, I saw your hearts. I was
like, yeah. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I'm really pumped about it, man. It's going to be awesome. I think you're right, Brian. I think they're definitely turning over a new leaf as far as communicating to us as the community, like giving us these little tidbits, right? We don't need a whole lot to get excited about. You know, like we just need these tidbits and show us a little part and get us ready. I mean, because really, they don't have to be. They could be dropping, the weekly update and not doing these live streams, and it wouldn't be near as exciting. So I definitely think they are. I teased Pope Bear when I talked to him today. I said, "Hey man, thanks so much for going to Bungie and telling them what to do." You're right, and he's like, "No, right? I'm not taking all the credit for it." But obviously, he did go up there and he got to talk to them about the community and
hear his speech.
Yeah, I did too. I told him, man, you need to send us a copy of that speech.
I know, yeah. Read it for us.
The other couple things that we saw in the Reef before they moved back to the tower was there's still going to be a bounty guy, the same bounty guy that you see in the tower. He'll have the same bounties there, so you don't have to go 2 places to grab those bounties. Another Cryptar freaking piece of crap dude is going to be there.
Oh my goodness! Hopefully he's right though.
And what if he's nicer? What if he's nicer? What if there's a higher job?
He's good cop. He's good cop.
Right? What are the chances, Josh, that he's actually gonna when you take an engram, it's gonna be something good? Do you think there's a possibility at all?
Are we still playing Destiny?
Yes.
All of a sudden, nobody's going to the Cryptarch in the tower. Everybody's just going to
the guy in the Reef actually does it right.
Do we have enough power to start that rumor, please? I love that.
Yeah. Start the rumor for sure.
Boycott the Cryptarch. Boycott him.
All of a sudden we go back to the tower and that pile that is in the loot cave that was there. Now it's there where the first Cryptarch was. Oh man.
Poor Ro. Poor Ro.
Next Mythoclass was here.
Yeah, Vix was Zur is going to be, they said Zur can be anywhere. Deej had this crazy elaborate explanation to this, right? But basically he was saying Zur can be anywhere. This is one reason why they're letting everybody access the reef, even if you don't have the expansion, because Zur will be there as well from time to time.
Now I have to wait even longer for someone else to find where he's at.
Mm-hmm. Right, but did it come across weird to you guys how he phrased it? Like when asked specifically about it.
It's Deej.
Right, no, I know it's Deej. But like he could have just said it'll be the same schedule, like, he gets there on Fridays. And he could have just left it at that.
He speaks in backwards riddles.
Right, but it just made me feel like, is there going to be a different day where he shows up in the reef exclusively, or is it still going to just be he's either here or he's there, and it's whenever it is?
I thought it was just an RNG location. Like, he'll either be in a random place in the reef, or he'll be in a random place in the tower. Like, they're just opening up the variety. I mean, that's all I
was just wondering if there maybe he would have 2 different inventories or something where it would be like, or maybe it's a different Agent of 9. Because I remember the first time I saw Agent of 9, I'm like, there's going to be 9 secret vendors. And then there's just Zur. But, well, I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, you will also have your same vault space there. So, we'll see how that goes. It's the same vault space, everybody. You're not getting extra vault space at the reef. For all those that are like, oh, more vault space. Yes, I already need it. There's not more vault space. And then, I mean, it was really cool. Like I said, they ended with the appearance of it, which we kind of started with. It was really cool. They had, parts laying around. I guess they tried to make it look a little more, I think in their words, it was a little more lived in, a little more, thrown together at the last minute to have this place for the Awoken to go to.
Is that why in the tower there's all those bots sweeping? Is that their subliminal communication? That didn't occur to me until they said it's dirty here. I was like, they did it on purpose. They put the bots there sweeping to communicate the tower is clean.
I want to see this really shiny spot though, where that bot just keeps sweeping. I want to see a really
not a shiny spot. It's like a trench in the.
Yeah, I just want to see him getting shorter. Like he's just digging a hole.
Oh man, I'm surprised they don't have one that's like walking around going wax on, wax off, all the way around.
No, but they do creep me out. I was in the tower the other day, and Zero and I were checking out something, and like one of the NPCs just walked up to us and was like, keeping the streets safe or some nonsense like that, like, in my headphones, and it like rang through in like 7.1, and I'm like, whoa, is somebody in my room? Like, it freaked me out, dude. Freaked me out.
So then they bring up the tower, and they had this like segue, like, does that mean no one is going to go to the tower anymore? And he's like, I'm glad you asked that question, Gathalion. No, in fact, let's go there now. So
it was a little bit better than that. If you guys missed it, it was a little bit better than that, just for the record.
Yeah, not much better, but it was a little better.
One notch up.
But yeah, so
I think I heard somebody yelling, "Take 2!"
So yeah, they went to the tower and started showing the existing things.
Wait, what? Is that your NBC nightly news voice?
What are you trying to say right now?
No, okay, that's funny. No, but yeah, they went to the tower, and to start there at the tower, they talk about simplifying the path and to get rid of existing materials. Well, I mean, I was like, what? Is this for real? Like, I had to pinch myself. Like, simplifying materials? Wait a second.
I mean, they had to.
They had to. Like, once they knew that it worked out well with the Radiance and Ascendance from this DLC, from the Dark Below, I knew it was going to show its face for for everybody that had Ascendance out the butt. So, I know a couple guys who swear they have like 800 plus of these things. So that's going to be pretty sweet to be able to move them around and use them as you need to.
Yeah, no, I agree. And like, unfortunately, we thought, they're just going to keep adding materials. We didn't see how they were going to get out of it, but they've made a really cool way of doing it. And in fact, one thing that wasn't told there but was told in this week's update and the weekly update was the accommodations, right? So that's one thing that he forgot to announce, and he says it in his weekly update. But the accommodations, all those accommodations that you had before, now they're going away completely. And instead of just making them nothing, they're actually going to let you break them down and use them as rep towards any faction that you want to use it toward. From what I understand, it's any
Dead
faction.
orbit ship, here I come.
No, new
Right.
Monarchy ship. You know how long I've been working for that freaking ship? What rank are you, Josh? What rank are you in Dead Orbit?
I'd have to look, but I think it's 14 or 15. I mean, it's not super high.
Right. I'm ranked 53 in New Monarchy. I'm
Oh,
still waiting
wow.
for that freaking ship.
You
I've
still
got a
haven't
number
gotten
of
it and you're
shaders.
53?
I have all the shaders. I've gotten 4 or 5 shaders, but I want the ship. Yeah.
Dude,
I'm
I
going
know
to
a
put
couple-
all those accommodations into that freaking New Monarch and get the ship.
Do we have any numerical value on how much you get per commendation?
250.
So it's 250
Yes,
in
yes.
reputation per
And
commendation.
it's 2,500
Nice.
per rank.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
every
so-
10 is going to be a rank in whatever faction you choose it to be.
So that's pretty vital information
Right.
right there. You know what I mean?
I have
Like
60. I have 60 to turn in, so I'm going to be 6 ranks.
Really?
higher.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
so hopefully
a
you get
lot.
the ship. If you don't get the ship, man, you need to make a video of trying
Yeah,
to
stream
break those
stream
down.
that.
Break
dude.
them all
I've
Stream
seen
it.
people with like rank 7 getting ships. Like
I
it's
messed
so
with rank
crazy.
21. Rank 21.
Yeah.
It's just-
Sounds like
Yeah.
your RNG is a little bit like mine, my friend.
Thanks, thanks, Hambone. We'll just call you salt in the wound, brother.
Right? I'm like, so you say you don't have that ship there? You don't have that ship
Oh,
there?
that feels good. Keep on going.
Yeah, you spilled a little of that salt. You better throw it over your shoulder. It's bad luck.
Just throwing it over. Fred wants some back here. So just throw it on back to
Well,
Fred.
yeah. So along with simplifying, like you were saying, Hambone, the Ascendant shards, the Ascendant energy, you can trade those back and forth. You can also get motes of light for them instead, and you can also get glimmer. So it's not like they gave us one path to go. You actually have a couple. And so I think it's really nice. It's awesome that they did that. I think it's going to work out really good. So there's still that, hey, if you go play Vault of Glass and you get a bunch of Ascendant shards, hey, they're still viable. You still get to use them for something.
What did Gathalion say? Oh, the exclusion zone can get a break.
Its back is hurting.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's really cool. You're going to be able to do the same thing with the shards and energy from the Crota raid as well. So everything that you've gotten, it's like, hey, they're actually giving you a reason to go back and get them and use them.
Reason to patrol again.
Yeah.
I want to see the numbers. How much like Vault of Glass, for example, increased. Like how many more people did Vault. When I did it 3 times this week, I haven't done it forever. Just because my friends were doing it. Like, let's do it again. Sorry, let's do
Well,
it again.
everybody that didn't have a Fatebringer's like, I have to get a
I know.
Fatebringer now.
Oh, it
That's
matters
me.
now.
You didn't have to bring that up.
I told Troy, I said I want to go back to Vault of Glass. I don't have
Right.
a Fatebringer yet.
Yeah,
Anybody
so-
that's dismantled a Fatebringer is like, oh, I gotta go and do
I don't know who would do such a thing. I would never. Not this guy. But
Why can't I lock
apparently-
legendaries? This comment on every
So-
update is now I need to lock legendaries.
yeah. And then apparently, it happens like right after. Well, not right after, but after I dismantle mine. So I think everybody's going to be running some VOG because now it's more or less, what do you like? If you really enjoyed the Titan Helm, because I know people were goo-goo for that thing from VOG, then you can rock that. You can bring that into House of Wolves and let that be.
You're talking about the bottle opener?
Yeah. Some people really liked it. For whatever reason, there were some people who said
Yeah,
that it
whatever
felt that
reason.
their Titan looked slimming in their
Because they need
VOG.
that. That's a good point.
It's a kettlebell. Let's make it clear here, Claw.
We need more
Wow.
kettlebell then.
Kettlebell.
Did any
Turn
of
the
y'all
Titan
notice?
upside down and open the
Did any of y'all notice like the guns and the armor looked almost more realistic
Yeah.
Yeah, someone else
Then-
mentioned. Someone else said that.
than when because that was the first thing I told Brian was like Deej opened up his vault at one point, and I told him I could identify every single gun in his vault except in the top right left there was a very realistic looking rifle that was white. And I was like, I have no idea what gun that is. And I'm not saying I know every white item in the game, but I'm almost positive that that's something in House of Wolves because, dude, I've never seen. It looks like I told Hambo. I said it looks like a picture of like a Call of Duty gun, like something out of a military shooter.
It's
And not a
it's
Destiny
called
gun.
Some Land Beyond. It's called Some Land Beyond. So
Well,
But no, I
yeah, I
thought that
mean,
it looked incredibly realistic.
Yeah, everybody's got new gear. And once again, I'm excited because everybody's got new gear. All the vendors, all the factions, they all have new gear now. I mean, some of the weapons. I have some points. I'll show. I'll tell you about some. I saw some of the other perks that they added as well to some of the weapons for House of Wolves. So, one thing that Gathalion does mention, and it's kind of off the wall, Brian, and I have a question for you about it. Is he said my Black Hammer Hive Disruptor Bubble is no longer grayed out.
Yeah. Well, I'm now allowing people to feel that that Hive Disruptor perk. You do know the Black Hammer is my gun, so we'll just go ahead and get that out of the way. Formality.
Why?
But
why? Why?
It just got racist
fishing.
again.
You're fishing, so you don't want to meet the Black Hammer. That's all I'm telling you. That's all
No, I know. I mean, what it sounds like.
You want to talk to Fred
Wait,
about it?
are you
want
Crypt
to
or
talk to
Blood?
Fred about it?
Okay, that's fine. Yes,
Okay, so no, it was a broken perk on the Black Hammer sniper rifle, which is from the Crota raid. It drops on normal. Does it drop on hard? I've gotten it's only normal. Yeah, so all the special and heavy weapons drop on normal and primaries on hard. Right. So it didn't work. So when you finally leveled it up to 331, anytime you do that, you get the little yellow box around it and let you know I've completed this. It wouldn't work. That perk didn't work, so they graded out sometime back.
Crazy.
Right? And I'm telling you, I said this before, I used to be like, who cares that the stupid yellow thing is not there? I really care.
I care.
I really do care. I need that yellow thing. I want that yellow thing around my box. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So I'm thrilled about that.
Yeah, I thought it was funny that immediately, like as soon as he noticed that, he's like freaking out because I guess the tower was the only part he didn't get to go into prior to them streaming. So he starts to like discover some stuff, and that's when he discovered that and said it. There's also a really weird moment, and I don't know if you guys caught this, but it was an awkward moment whenever Deej was putting on the Crucible items, and he was showing some of the new gear, which looked freaking fantastic because it was already like multicolored and it looked really cool. But he leans over to Chris and he's telling Chris to put gear on as well. But Chris doesn't have any gear. They didn't put the right gear in there, I guess, because he leans over and he points at the inventory, like on the screen. You can see him point, and then they look over to the side, and they were probably getting like, "No, don't select that," right, from the people on the side. But so they ended up not doing it. But I caught that, and I was like, man, I want to know what that gear is now. Like, what the heck did he have that they were like, no, don't show that, right?
Not that.
But
maybe
yeah.
it was one of the trials pieces, like one of the things that would fall from trials, since that's coming up next week. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. But it was really funny because I caught that.
Yeah.
And
I got here's a this is an exclusive. This is a scoop right here. You guys ready?
Here on Aim Assist only.
This is what it is. The Warlock will look exactly like a Shank. The Hunter will look exactly like a Dreg, and the Titan will look just like Sepix Prime. Boom! You heard it here first.
There it is.
Where is that coming from? What?
Well,
I'm not saying
Titan
it again.
could look
Anytime
like
I say anything
Sepix
to Josh.
whenever he blows the bubble.
See? Boom.
And if we went back to that one thing we talked about a couple weeks ago, where we talked about the Titan being in a hamster ball, they'd be perfect. They'd be literally Sepix Prime running a hamster ball.
It's funny.
I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep in my bubble.
Do y'all think that if you remember the video, all the guns were missing the last tier of bubbles for damage upgrades?
Yeah.
Do you think
that's
that was
right. You
just
mentioned
because it's still being worked on, or do you think that's intentional? Do you think like the new guns are not going to have like the last row of bubbles?
Just shorter upgrade tree. I think they're 365 like right away, or right?
Yeah, they get to 365, but if you watch that video, none of the guns had bubbles beyond what would be the gun's special perk after the second row of 3.
So you're talking about the last 3 that are on every gun that go vertical,
right? Damage,
that drop straight down,
right? That are all damage.
Well, hey, maybe they're actually taking another play out of our book, and they're going to have those 3 bubbles show in Comet, so you can upgrade your weapon that way in Comet.
Maybe.
I don't know, but yeah, I didn't even notice that, dude. That's crazy. I didn't even. Now that you say it, I remember it, but I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
The next part is probably the most exciting part that we got to see, right? and this was the reforging of weapons. So, I mean, this was literally insane. Weapon upgrades no longer need Xur to upgrade exotics. Legendaries and exotic weapons and armor can now be upgraded without the resetting your progression, right? So everything has an ascendant bubble, right? So ascend bubble, and you need glimmer, a material, and an etheric light in order to do it. And so etheric light can be found in Prison of Elders. It can be found in Trials of Osiris. It can be found in Nightfall and Iron Banner. But I thought it was really weird when they were naming that off that you can't find them in raids.
Old raids,
well,
you mean
I
like
think
VOG
that's a
and
good
Pro?
idea to keep you going to the things that maybe. Because I tell you, man, unless Xur comes with a new gun that I don't have, like last week I got the last word, and I ran some weeklies because of that. But other than that, like I don't sit there and say, oh, every week I do my weeklies so I can get coins.
Right.
So I think it's a great idea to give you a reason to do some of those old activities again, and want to look forward to a weekly every week and the Nightfall and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool too, right? And what everybody's excited about is you can upgrade your old ammo or your old armor, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, and like he did a shadow price too,
Right.
to show an example of it when he first started. Any legendary,
whether
Armor
it's a
or
gun
weapon.
or an armor piece, can be upgraded.
Yeah,
so it's
bro.
like,
Dude, I loved it.
I can't even say it enough. Like
I was
it
super
freaks me
excited
out.
about
I
it.
get to make my Guardian look
Right.
cool.
It'll look different. So it's like I want to take my boots from Crota. I want to take my chest piece from VOG. I want to grab a vendor helmet.
No. You want the Iron Banner helmet,
Like,
bro.
oh man, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
Dude, my Titan's gonna have a fur collar.
Yeah.
Like I cannot wait.
yeah,
That's
it's gonna be pretty crazy. It's gonna be cool to see all the variations, and everybody being able to go like, hey, look, I got this. Hey, I upgraded it. I'm really excited about that.
It's gonna send us back into VOG, like we were talking about earlier too, because how many people dismantled all of that armor?
I don't know why, but they did. Yeah, one of my friends was like, "Yeah, I just melted it." I was like, "All right, let's go do Vaulted Glass."
Yeah, I did. I was like,
deleted it. I was
hey,
like,
32
I
gone.
mean, it was back when the vault was low, and I was like, okay, well, I don't need it to be a high level anymore, so I'll just get rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was pretty much where I was. I kept all of it for my hunter, but I deleted it on my ults. Like
me too.
on the Warlock and the Titan, I just was like, I don't have the space to keep everybody's VOG stuff.
Right.
So yeah, VOG's for us.
The good thing is VOG is a lot of fun. I think we all agree to that. It's a pretty fun raid,
I
so
love the VOG.
it's not too bad to go back into and grab it if you need to. Unless you're looking for a Fatebringer because you deleted 3 of them. Handbone.
Oh,
So yeah, I mean that's really cool. The other thing is, like I said, and just so people that maybe didn't see the stream, the Ascend bubble, the bubble is actually on the weapon or piece of armor all the way to the left under the very first column. So the other bubble, and like I said, to do the Ascend bubble, you need Glimmer, and from what I saw, you need 750 Glimmer. You need 20 of whatever material that's related to that item, and then 1 Etheric Light. So that's kind of the breakdown of that. The other thing that was really awesome that got everybody hyped, and if you thought the stream with that many people was going crazy, you should have seen it whenever they announced reforging. And he starts reforging. Now, let me say this real quick. Reforging only can occur to House of Wolves legendaries. It can only occur to those items. Okay? You cannot reforge old stuff. You can upgrade old stuff, but you cannot reforge old stuff. And so all the House of Wolves legendaries can be reforged. And to reforge them, that bubble will be on the same area that the Ascend bubble is at, on the far left side of the gear or of the armor or the weapon. And in order to reforge, you need a Mode of Light, which this comes in play when you have all those Ascendant shards, right? Mm-hmm. That we talked about, that you can go to the speaker and trade in. You need a Mode of Light. You need weapon parts, 3 weapon parts, and 250 Glimmer. What's really awesome about this is not a crazy amount of stuff that you need. Right? Mm-hmm. So like they didn't say, oh, the majority of people have, 100 Ascendant shards. Let's make it 10 motes of light and 50 piece weapon parts and 1,000 glimmer. I mean, they did it a really good trade value. I think that was really cool. I mean, don't you guys agree that like it being that low, it's going to encourage people to have more variety?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I was kind of hoping that they would back off having so many currencies. I like that since they didn't, they made it easy to move your stuff around and get other currencies. I still think that one day they will be moving away from all these currencies. I don't know when that'll be, but I like the way they're doing it. I'll say that. I really like the way they're doing it right now.
Well,
I do too. It seems like they've been listening and they got their stuff together.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best they can do with the system they already have in place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, Destiny 2, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Destiny 2.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Zero, I'm interested to know how you would change the currency though. Like you were saying, you think there's still a few too many currencies. How would you change it from here? Because everything you've said so far tends to work out. So.
I think there should be a greater emphasis on finding your items, less emphasis on buying from vendors. Vendors should be able to equip you for an adventure at hand, but not max you out for the adventure at hand. The true reward should be found by completing difficult tasks, not finding something that can then buy you something over here.
So give me a specific though. So in terms of Destiny,
the best thing that Destiny does is the Vex Mytho class. It's an awesome gun, and back in the day, it was super powerful. And so, if you remember Vault of Glass, dude, everybody week after week, while you could, push Atheon off, was like, let's push Atheon off. I want to get my Vex. And, Josh did a whole stream on Quest for the Vex. I mean, it's a thing that actually is difficult to get. And
I watched Bife cried when he got his.
Dude, I know, because it's actually it means 100% more.
It was insane.
And Deej actually speaks to this in that stream. He talks about Gathalion asked them at one point, what do they think of trading? And he the Christopher guy said they've talked about trading. He wasn't necessarily against it. That some people at Bungie were really against it, some weren't. And Gathalion said, well, I don't want trading, for instance, either. But Deej said, I think that the best way to get guns is to be like, he talked about getting the Thunderlord and how for a week he was at game events where he was showing off the Thunderlord at Gamescom on stage. And he was like, he always just had this attachment to this gun, like he really liked it. And then how when he was playing PvP with Data one night, he obtained his Thunderlord. And he was talking about how that was an actual interesting way, and he had an actual story as opposed to getting it traded, or where someone was like, hey, how'd you get your Thunderlord? And he's like, oh, Dado gave it to me. He's like, what story is more interesting? And I agreed with him, but he's actually kind of speaking to what I'm saying, like, what's a better story? How'd you get your Vex? Well, I had to beat Atheon on hard, and people that have done it and know what it took to get through RNG and actually beat Atheon, bugs and all, they know, like, oh, that's awesome. They see that gun and they think, that's awesome. I don't have one. I want one.
Right.
Whereas it's like, well, hey, how'd you get to the Morgue? Oh, I got it out of a vendor package, or I bought it from a vendor, or whatever gun you're obsessing over that's at a vendor. It's like, it's so much sweeter when you obtain the loot by doing something.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
All Atheon gave me on hard for 18 or 17 tries was sparrows and ships.
Dude, Timebreaker, I had so many Timebreakers. You had Quest for the Vex. I had an abundance of Timebreakers.
Yeah, it was.
Timebreakers for days, bro.
Yeah.
When it dropped, I was like, I was stoked.
Every time we went in, Null Zero got a Timebreaker every time, and we felt bad because all of us, remember this Hambone? All of us had a Vex Mythic class, and we could not get him.
And when everybody was getting those, I was literally getting everybody through the VOG hard. I was like, come on, let's get your Vex, let's get your Vex, let's get your Vex. And so I was like running all these people through, and everybody was getting their Vex. And then they're like, did you get your Vex? And I'm like, no. They're like, what'd you get? I'm like, just guess. I'll give you one guess. And without fail, Timebreaker, Timebreaker, Timebreaker,
he was deleting
Timebreaker.
Characters and re-leveling them to go through in the same week.
Oh my gosh.
VOG, so he could try again.
Do you remember our 5-hour night of LFGs? Like random, just going through LFGs. Couldn't get people to commit, and then like, man, that was. Just
I've played with some of the worst possible PvEers out there. Like some people that just don't get it. Like you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna make this real easy. I'm gonna give you all the instructions. You're gonna stand on a cliff and shoot at this guy down here when I drop his shield. Okay, that's all you got to do is shoot at him. Can you handle that? And you spend an hour trying to get through the what's it called? The gatekeeper, or not the gatekeeper, but what's his name? I haven't been in VOG
Templar?
for a while. The Templar. Thank you. Like that's the hardest. That's literally the hardest raid boss in the game. Is the Templar. To this day. I've been with more people that fell at the Templar than any other part of the game in any other raid.
Yep. Did you say same here, Cole?
Yeah. I mean, it's rough. We barely. Yeah. I just most recently did it this week. Again, revamping the vaulted glass, but having more fun with it, and down to the wire. Everybody had died. There's 2 of us left, and I grabbed the relic and it went into enrage. We were just there. And it was really intense. We were freaking out. We finally, it was hard. Like it was like my heart was beating. Whereas it was like galley.
How long did it take you to get your Vex?
Me, you're gonna be mad. I got it second time I did hard.
Well, it's okay.
I got it my first time.
Here's the deal. It's okay because how fast did I get all my armor, Hambone?
Oh man,
he got it in 2 runs. 2 runs.
Yeah, see,
that's the one thing that I miss about it. Like that nostalgia and that feeling is what I want. Like I can't describe to you people how angry I was that 2 Loud had this gear. I was raging because it's like, why? You know what I mean?
I had it for weeks before anybody else got 30.
And a Galahorn. Like that's the thing. Like,
but I got a Galahorn out of a blue Ingram, dude.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. So like, I want that to return.
The pre-Ingram patch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He got his Galahorn from a blue Ingram and had a full set of raid gear from VOG 2 weeks into the freaking thing.
Yep.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was the first Resolute with 29. First one to get 29. Really? 10 the last out of the 50 that were there to get level 30. I did 200s every week. Like,
yeah. It was crazy, but I guess I used on my RG because I can't get a Hawk Moon to save my life, or Monte Carlo, or.
I've been nice.
But that's the truth. I used all my RNG on Vault the Glass, I guess, Hambone. So you can smile that you have a Hawk Moon and I do not. Okay. Put a smile in your heart.
My son walked downstairs this week. He walks downstairs. He's like, "Dad, I'm done with Destiny." He's 12 years old. He's like, "Not only did these guys call me Squeaker the whole time, which really pisses me off. Everybody, 5 guys got the Galahorn, and he got nothing from Atheon. He was like, "I'm done. I'm done with Destiny." I was like, "It'll be all right. There's always next week."
Yeah, we feel your pain, dude. We feel your pain. We've been there.
Yes.
In the weekly update, the last of the stuff that basically came through, we already talked about accommodations that he gave us in the weekly update. They talk about the Winter's Run strike got harder, and it was like a stealth fix, but it was mainly because they forgot to put it in the patch notes. They were like, "Hey, look, we're not trying to fix things behind closed doors. This was something that slipped through the patch notes. We're sorry about it, basically." The other thing is our Iron Banner is coming next week. And the new helmets look awesome, except for the Warlock. So, Watts, I'm sorry, bro. Remy, I'm sorry. Your helmet looks like garbage. So,
Troy, what you need to do now is once you get your Iron Banner helmet, is you need to take a picture with you like,
for Watts, for sure. I mean, and Warlock School can cry this whole week about how horrible their helmet is. So if you guys want to hear a bunch of people cry about their ugly helmet, check out Warlock School on Guardian Radio Network this week.
Nice plug.
And then, obviously, for the Xbox people, I guess they fixed some companion app problems. I didn't even know
that there was problems there.
Neither did we. Let's move along.
What's an Xbox? Oh,
What's an Xbox?
I didn't know. Is that
It's a machine that plays games, not just Blu-rays. We went over this.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was a room heater. I thought it's a room heater. That's what those vents are there for.
It's
Yeah.
that machine that can actually play Blu-rays this time around.
That's actually not a joke.
okay.
This new one I got gets super hot. I think I have to return it. So, like,
Does it spit out the CDs at random?
yeah, I had one removed from my neck. I was like, oh, this can't be good. You know, I went and saw Claw. He took care of me though.
Mine hates CDs. You put like Master Chief Collection in, and it's like, nope, get that out of here. I'm like, this is your game.
This is the only reason you exist.
Well, let's go ahead and do it justice for Mr. Agent, part of Amos's Nation, who loves quoting this next song. We're gonna go ahead and jump into "I Want That."
Gimme, 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 I need. Gimme, 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 I need.
All right, so this week we have the Thunderlord, and Hambone. You know, obviously you're gonna tell us all about this, but first off, I gotta ask, who in here has a Thunderlord?
I do.
It was one of
I
the
don't.
last ones. It was
Forget
one of my
all of you
last
guys.
exotics, dude. One of my
Sorry.
last. It was one of the
Josh,
last.
you don't have one, Josh?
No.
I don't either.
I kid you not. I have at least 4 of these currently in stock. I don't know why, but this game gives
For
this
sale
gun
on
to
eBay.
you. Yeah, like so. You know,
He's got
I'm
them listed
selling
in the
these.
tower for sale.
Yeah, Claw, if you want to throw me 10 of your commendations, I can get you a Thunderlord, like, buku condition, only been fired a couple times, bruh.
Couple
I
times,
got
all
you.
right. I'll hit you up.
Got you. I don't know what it is, but this game loves to give me this gun. This is my most exotic that I have, like the most of them.
So tell everybody what it
anyway.
is. What class does it fall under? What is the Thunderlord for those out there that are like
Thunderlord is a heavy weapon. Excuse me. It is a machine gun, and it fires arc damage. First of all, the sound on this gun is incredible. You know I have to mention my sound because I'm a sound whore for this game. It sounds delicious. And the description reads as follows. They rest quiet on fields afar, for this is no ending but the eye. I don't know about you guys, but I generally never understand the freaking descriptions. Does that make sense to anybody? They rest quiet on fields afar, for this is no ending but the eye. Like EYE. Like, I don't know where we're going with that.
It's
but
obviously talking about a thunderstorm.
it's obviously, I like how you obviously connect.
we're gonna from now on, Claw is gonna be the interpreter for this section.
Right, we're gonna
Come
call
on
Claw
and tell
in.
us what Bungie meant by these crazy statements that they give
I'll
each
be
gun.
dogmatic, and everybody will believe me.
And now to weather with Claw.
Right, the weather forecast with Claw. Please tell us what they meant. So, like I said, it fires with arc damage, which is pretty sweet. I use it. I use it a lot. I tend to not even just use it on arc burn weeks. I just like it.
Is it real stable?
It is super stable, and it gets more stable
It has
as
a
you shoot
perfect
it.
balance perk on it as well.
Yeah, it has the perfect balance perk, and it has Field Scout. So it really becomes a matter of what you want. Like I was complaining because for me, I always go perfect balance on a machine gun. That's just kind of one of my things.
Yeah.
I was complaining to Agent, and he actually told me that it had Field Scout because I had never switched off of the top perk. I'm like, oh, perfect balance is all I ever need. But for PvP, I've found that I definitely want the Field Scout on instead of the perfect balance. Claw, you have this one?
I do, yeah. It was. I don't have the neck chrono, but it was the second to last exotic I wanted, needed, whatever. And I remember getting it was recently, past month or so. I got it. I think I waited to use it until I upgraded it, and I used it in the Crucible. And I remember like actually smiling when I fired it.
It feels good, right?
It feels good. It sounds amazing.
It's one of the coolest sounding guns in the game.
It has. It's a hidden perk that people say, I don't know, but it has Firefly on it. It has Arc Firefly occasionally or with headshots or something. It is the coolest thing. I mean, it feels great. No, I mean, I heard what you're saying. I actually felt the exact opposite. I use stability in Crucible.
Okay.
It's a little jumpy. I feel like it's a little jumpy. It has
It is
really
a little jumpy.
high,
It's a 41 base stability.
Yeah, it has really high aim assist though. So if you get locked on, it'll fire.
Aim assist. Yeah.
We made it into Destiny.
For the shameless plug right there.
Yeah, I like the
Thank you.
plug.
Thanks, Claw.
You're welcome. No, I mean, I love it. I love it, dude. I mean, it's great.
That's awesome.
If you ever have it, go get it. Oh wait.
It was actually one of the first legendaries I got. I don't remember where I got it. I think I got it in the Crucible. But when I got it, I was ecstatic because it was like, this is the gun that they showed in the thing at E3. And when they showed it off, I was like, I got that gun. Sweet.
It wasn't, didn't Deej mention that too? Was it Gamescom or something?
Yeah, he was talking about Gamescom.
Yeah.
I just did a whole diatribe on this.
I'm interested. I'm interested to hear how you guys have yours built. Like, so Claude was saying for him, he's gonna go
Crucible
perfect balance.
Yeah.
For Crucible and
I definitely used the Field Scout.
Yeah. And what about that first row? Are you accurized, field choke, or?
I go with range. I forget. I'm gonna prefer the range. I don't remember which one. I can look it up. But
that's field choke. Field choke is more range and impact with increased recoil.
Yeah, that's fine. Since I use the stability in Crucible, so I want as much of that range. That's my favorite thing with MG is just taking something out really quick, far away.
Yeah.
So powerful there. Yeah.
Right on, man. Yeah, this, like I said, this is a good gun. It's definitely not one of, like, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a luxurious exotic. It's not, doesn't get as much mention as like a Galahorn or a Hawk Moon. But like I said, I love it, and I happen to have quite a few of them. So
yeah, I'm gonna go over the stats real quick, Hambone. So what I was saying was, okay, so the type is a machine gun, obviously, heavy weapons. Element is arc. The base damage is 260. It goes up to 331 if you get the newer ones. On Destiny Tracker, they say it's a quality level 70. The rate of fire base is 66. The impact is 53. Range is 32. Stability is 41. And reload is 46. So it has a pretty good reload for a heavy like that. Magazine size is 38 rounds. But this gun, whenever I use it in Crucible, I feel like it two-shots people. And I know that most LMGs feel like they two-shot people, but this one really, like, I never feel like I hold this down. Like,
I get killed by this all the time, dude. All the time.
Is it Song of Irut, that the light machine gun from Crota? What is that one called?
That's the correct name, yeah.
Okay, so I was using that one the other day in PvP on my Hunter, and I felt like, because I don't have it leveled up or anything, but I felt like that one took a considerable amount of shots to kill people with.
It's because it sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I had just got it because we ran the raid. I ran the raid with Brian and some savvy guys prior to us playing PvP that night, and so I got it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this out in PvP. But yeah, I was like, dude, this gun does not kill people. But the Thunderlord, on the other hand, you put that bad boy in your hands, and it's like pop dead, pop dead, pop dead. It's just like, it's murder. That's why you don't need Field Scout on this gun.
Yep.
Yeah, I die by it all the time.
Yeah, 38. Yeah, nice.
I die by it all the time. I mean,
and yeah,
I just don't.
When it comes to heavies, when it comes to heavy in PvP, because that gun does so much damage, you don't even have time to like headshot somebody if they're on you, like at all. Like if they pop it, you're dead. Like
absolutely, you better have golden gun.
Yeah.
Even at that, dude, I've seen people taken out with this gun, even against people that have golden gun, because, like you said, it only takes a couple shots.
Yeah, I mean,
and lightning rounds destroy people.
Yeah,
I mean, they just destroy.
Even blade dancers don't stand a chance against it.
Yeah, it's a murder, and now that you mention it, I feel like we should be using it tonight if we do play.
I'm trying to like the last word right now. That's what I'm trying to do. So
yeah. I like it. I was doing pretty good with it last night, dude. I think it just takes some time getting used to it.
It definitely.
When you go from other hand cannons,
I think you need the perks. I think that gun is really heavy on the perks.
I don't have them yet, but I'll tell you this: like, it's a completely different feel from other hand cannons. Everybody knows I'm a hand cannon whore, right? I mean, I love hand cannons. It's my favorite class in the game. It's what I use even on my level 16. I went and bought a Vanguard pistol. So I really, really like hand cannons. But like this gun is so different from the normal pistol, because when you're using the hand cannons, you're so used to just pulling the trigger, right? And you have to really use that gun, David. You really have to use the automatic trigger that it has. It really comes in handy. And I think somebody told me, they were giving me a hint. They were like, aim below, aim like mid center of their body, and as you ride up, because of the recoil at early stages, you'll get your headshot. And I've had a lot better chance with it on that. In regards to the Thunderlord, what other machine guns you comparing them to? Because like I use corrective measure a lot when it comes to a heavy machine gun. It's just I have it on every character. It's leveled up on every character.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Oh, you're missing out, bro.
You may have deleted it. You just didn't realize.
Oh my god! No, I'm being dead serious, man. Like, it is the last Vault of Glass gun that I do not have, and I promise you, like, I have other ones, duplicate of at least every other gun in that raid. Never seen a corrective measure, ever.
It's great, dude.
The gun the one I use the most is Zombie Apocalypse.
Zombie Apocalypse. I think that's the one I like.
Yeah, it's an oldie goldie.
You're going to be able to upgrade it.
Yes, sir.
I got to look up the one that I use, and that's the reason I like the Field Scout specifically on machine guns, is because I've just fallen in love with not having to reload. Like, theoretically and in actuality, I can kill a whole team without reloading on whatever the one that I'm using now. I got to look it up, but
you would love the corrective measure then.
Really, what's the count?
75 per and 150 total.
75 is
150 from heavy drop and crucible, right?
Right.
And then 300 is the max capacity. Amazing, dude.
Oh, I want one.
You can fire it.
I almost want it more than Fatebringer right now. I've always wanted one.
But so Hambone will be doing Vault of Glass tonight if anybody wants to help him out.
But I also don't have a Jolder's hammer, and I get killed by that a lot too.
I love that gun.
It's by far the best machine gun.
Josh, you have that?
Yeah,
it's rollable.
Is that what you use as far as machine guns? Or you're heavy in Crucible a lot? Is that what you're using?
It is right now, yeah, for sure. The bummer part is I re-rolled it a bunch and I didn't get it to where I wanted it. So I'm using it not even upgraded at all. And that thing, it feels like a 2-shot sometimes. And it's slow and it hits like a tank. Man, I love it. I hope they don't fix it. I mean, I hate it. Don't touch it. It's
right. It's horrible.
It's the sweaty machine gun for sure. If you want to run your sweaty loadout, that's what you grab. It's the best. So you can roll it so perfectly. So it's definitely.
Huh. You got some comparisons there, Null Zero?
Yeah, I'm popping them up right now.
So,
well, some of the other ones I was thinking about that I popped up for us is like. Thunderlord. We have Thunderlord, obviously. Then the one you said, Jolder's Hammer, Corrective Measure, Zombie Apocalypse. But one I didn't know if anybody still used was the Swarm. That was one of the first heavies I got.
Yeah, that's the one, dude. I just looked it up on my app. That's the one I use. It's a Fire Swarm and 300 damage. It's my baby. It's my baby.
So I have some of the stats. I have some of the stats on the screen. And the aim assist, definitely, if you look across on all of these, yeah, there you go. The aim assistance on this Thunderlord is a 90.
Yeah, so I told you.
Compared to like Jolder's, which is a 28.
Oh,
and then Corrective Measures is 69. Zombie Apocalypse is 50. The Swarm is 74.
Wow. 90?
A 90, bro.
Is that a misprint?
I don't know.
Have you ever used it?
I didn't know this either until recently.
I guess
like
so.
this makes a lot of sense how people pop this thing out in PvP once they have heavy ammo. Is the equip speed on this is a 60 compared to like a 31 on Jolder's Hammer, 55 on Corrective Measure, 37 on Zombie, and 26 on the Swarm. So if you're using the Swarm, stop using it in PvP because that thing is coming up very, very slow.
It comes up slow, but once it's up, it's just tack, tack, tack.
The Swarm is really good. I do like it once it is out. But, dude, 26 to equip, that's really slow.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of the other really important stats for, like, PvP and PvE is, like, magazine size is 38 for Thunderlord, 28 for Jolder's. Corrective Measure sitting at 75 big rounds. Holy moly. Zombie Apocalypse is 50 and 37 for the Swarm. The rate of fire, I'm actually surprised that Corrective Measure beats out because I thought Zombie Apocalypse feels like it fires faster than the Thunderlord, but it's actually equal to the Thunderlord at 77 across all of them. Corrective Measure is the only one sitting higher at 88. And then its range, Thunderlord wins there with an 18 over Jolder's, which is at 16. Corrective Measure at 11. Zombie Apocalypse at 13. And the Swarm is at 7 for range. Oof.
Huh. Wow.
And then last is Reload, which Thunderlord actually has the fly mag wheel, so you can actually increase the reload speed on this thing, but it already sits at a 34, and that's way above everything except maybe Corrective Measure, which is at 29, but everything else is at 23, 26, and 20.
Huh.
Man, when you look at these stats on Corrective Measure, it's a wonder why Song of Ur-Yut sucks so much. Like, they did such an amazing job with Corrective Measure. That
really,
gun...
they did. I mean, dude, look at stability is 51. I mean, it just has so many good positives here.
Yeah. It was for sure my go-to with 4 Exalters.
I want one immediately.
And it looks like down at the
Well,
bottom.
I want a Thunderlord now, man. That's what I want. Jeez.
Thunderlord is honestly better. It's more powerful, but Corrective Measure you can play so frivolously with it. You can just fire all day. It's great.
Yeah, but when
that
I'm making
sounds
kids
fun.
cry in Trials of Osiris, I need to have that Thunderlord, man.
No, I'm serious. So that's what we need to do. Did you do all your Nightfalls this week?
No, man, I haven't done all my Nightfalls. You kidding me?
Yeah, I know you did one on Tuesday with Tinks, right?
Yeah, TNT.
Yeah.
So on Tuesday nights, we do TNT after the weekly reset. You can catch me and Tinks live here on Amos's Gaming or at Tinks, TINKKZ. And you can see TNT there every Tuesday night at 9:30 Pacific Standard Time.
Flex for days.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that gun sounds awesome, man. I really want Thunderlord. It sounds really sweet. Why don't we go ahead and jump over to feedback for this week, guys? And I know that we got one email that I wanted to cover that somebody sent to us. And Hambone, if you don't mind reading out that email and who we got it from, and go ahead and let's give him a little roundtable discussion in regards to his email.
Well, I am pulling up the letter now. All right,
Man, how much-
and
there
we
you go.
are live. That was a great intro. Thank you for that.
No problem.
All right, so
Hope you
tonight's
recorded that.
email. Yeah, no, that was actually a recorded thing. You guys thought that was live, but it so wasn't. It was so not. You guys don't even
Good
know.
lip syncing there.
That can be your ringtone for 99 cents. AmosisGaming.com.
Right? I'm on it. So this email is coming from, I was looking for a gamer tag, but he didn't put one. So it's coming from James Oakman out of New York. New York. And he sent us this message. He says, "Hello, my fellow Guardians. My question for you today is, I started a hunter right after patch 1.1.2. And he is currently sitting at level 29. I also have a 32 Warlock and a 32 Titan. And after the reveal of the House of Wolves gear will be upgraded, is it wise for me to keep investing my time, glimmer, and materials in upgrading my current gear to max? I bought gloves from the Hunter Vanguard and still don't have a legendary helmet. Just a Crota chest piece and my Radiant Dance machines. I was curious about what route should I go, as I want this hunter to be relevant in both PvP and PvE once House of Wolves drops. Thanks and keep up the great work. P.S. Go Patriots. He has a lot of friends in Buffalo that listen to this show, so he wanted to give him a little dig.
We were all good until the Patriot plug.
I know, I'm a Steelers fan, so I didn't even want to say it. I almost threw up as I said it, but I had to finish reading the email. So
Those balls were perfect.
right?
Those balls are perfect.
Those
So
balls
Jo-
were not deflated.
Josh, what do you think? What do you think in regards here to his email?
Well, my first answer is play a Titan. Second, I kid.
Yeah, you better.
Kid. First of all, thanks so much for writing in. We really appreciate it. And I mean, after listening to what we saw this week, level that gear up, right? Because you get to slap one more. I can't remember the piece of gear that it's called or whatever that you slap onto it, but you're going to get it up to a higher level, right?
Right,
Right,
because-
yeah. So you don't lose your progression now like you used to.
Yeah,
Right.
so level that stuff up. Keep going until May 19th.
Yeah, the
And
gear
it's essential to level the gear that it has to be
maxed.
leveled. Yeah,
Yeah,
it has
that's
to be
right.
maxed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if you have it and it's something that you like, so basically at this point we're looking at stat roll on the specific armor pieces, and then it becomes an aesthetic thing. Like if you like the way it looks and it has a good stat roll, and you decide this is an item I want to bring to House of Wolves, it needs to be fully maxed so that you can just do the next level with the etheric light and all that.
And the
crap.
ascend bubble, the ascend bubble,
and buy a helmet. I mean, you can buy a helmet eventually. So that maybe it's $125 to buy a helmet from that vendors.
Right. I might. What about you, No Zero? Would you wait to get a helmet for House of Wolves in case there's something sweet coming?
Aesthetics.
I honestly, from my understanding of everything that we saw, I thought we weren't going to actually have to do any of that. Like, I thought we were just going to be able to basically level up our stuff into like max level once House of Wolves came along.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
that's the case.
Yeah, you can, but I think you have to, in order for it to be at full damage, you still have to upgrade. So, or you have to have it completely upgraded, right? All the levels filled, and then the ascend bubble.
Well, I mean, I think you're going to be able to upgrade it. From my understanding, you can upgrade and then level it up. Like, you can make
I got what you're saying.
The higher level. I mean, so if you already have this stuff, but like for me, I was like, okay, should I? Because I have 2 alts, and I was like, should I really go through the whole rigmarole of trying to get these guys up within, Crota or Vault of Glass? And I was like, I don't think so. I think I'm honestly going to wait until House of Wolves takes place, and then I'll get to my max level on my other characters then.
Well, weren't we also talking about different perks and everything on all the new gear that's coming?
Some of the weapons. I don't know if armor does.
Right. So we don't know anything about the armor, so it may be a thing where there's also new perks for the armor, because we definitely, No Zero had pointed out that there were some new perks that he saw and some that they mentioned and stuff like that. So
what I want to do for next episode is I'm gonna look into all the perks that we saw in that video, and I'm gonna try to give us a list next week to talk about every perk that we know of so far that looks like it'll be in House of Wolves, so we can kind of break down some of the new perks and talk about those things.
Well, what about the second part of this question?
I have a few of those, but I would like because we were talking about other gear that might be available in House of Wolves, and Claw has all this rep that he's going to be turning in, so he can buy another gun, or he could do something else with it. Claw, what would you give him? What's your answer to this?
It's going to be more fun to have the brand new stuff. I'm a big fan of the Dark Below Hunter gear. The helmets and stuff are really cool. The vendor stuff's what I'm talking about. The difference is going to be primarily appearance, but the newest stuff is going to be cooler looking. Honestly, you can either, if you don't have a lot of accommodations, if you haven't played that much, then you can just level your preferred faction rep up to just before you get that package, and then wait till after the DLC downloads and just get that package and get lucky on it. You'll get the new material there. Or if you have those accommodations, you can turn them in and power level through those things. You can get the newest mat, and it'll be 34 already. You just got to get that stuff upgraded. It's going to be the most novel and probably the most efficient way to get that hunter up to max level. But I mean, as far as its relevance, you can keep, if it's efficiency, you just got to keep those three, those three and four pieces of armor you have. Get a purple helmet, and you'll be good to go to get it maxed out. I suggest you play the hunter mostly, since it is the best class. I suggest you get a lot of the armor, so you can get a lot of variations with your skill set and stuff like that.
Listen to this man; he is smart.
You need arms to increase hand cannon reload, and you need boots that increase heavy, and you'll be good to
go. Anything specifically? Because here's the second part of the email. How does he make his hunter relevant in PvP and PvE? So he didn't really go into specifics, but like, what build or what build could we suggest to him that is good for either PvE or PvP?
Okay, so I'm loving this build right now. I'm sorry to just jump in and take this right here, but my favorite hunter build right now.
Look at his face; he's smiling.
Is the knife juggler, dude? David? I was playing it the other night, and I've gotten to the point with throwing knives where I can throw them when people are about to come around the corner. So I kind of lay shots into people, duck behind the corner because I'm about to die, and throw a knife and get behind that corner. And man, they run right into that knife, and then boom, I have another knife ready to go.
So what subclass is that?
That's a golden gun. So what you're looking at is golden gun. You're gonna have an option under your knives that allows your knife to refresh upon hitting the head or getting a headshot with it. Which if you
Headshot
throw the
kill.
knife, almost
Headshot kill.
right, it almost always hits the head. It has like a magnet for the head. If you throw it and it's going to hit a target, it almost always hits the head.
Has an aim assist.
Yeah. Oh, well,
Ooh.
to an extent. I mean, come on. I've seen fusion and magnetic grenades throw around corners like curveballs. Like,
come around it. I've had it come around my head. And
I mean, Roger Clemens is throwing these nades around the corner.
I give him so much props that he pulled that analogy out.
That was an on point one, bro. That was not supposed to be. Get it.
And so, but yeah, dude, I'm doing that, and I'm doing the extra knife. So I'm holding an extra knife. I hold 2. I have the perk to refresh my knife whenever I'm, knife juggling. Golden Gun is incredible. I do Golden Gun. I think my Golden Gun still has. I think you can still run it with the explosion on it. So whenever you throw whenever you shoot your Golden Gun, especially in packs, what I do is I hold Golden Gun for heavy ammo drops on any map, and dude, as soon as that heavy, I'm like, team grab our heavy, I'm gonna destroy them at their heavy. And dude, I mean, because they're all packed up, you hit one shot and it explodes, and dude, you're wiping out people, just 3-4 people wiping out.
I got a triple with one Golden Gun the other day. It was pretty legit. Yeah.
And are you getting
one shot? One shot. I mean,
so can you explain to our viewers and our listeners how you do that? How does that happen? How do you get 3 kills with one shot from the Golden Gun?
Well, I forget what the perk's called, and I'll
Combustion.
Combustion. Thank you. And what it does is, whenever you shoot, it's kind of like Firefly. Whenever you hit somebody with a headshot, it's instead of having to hit a headshot, you just hit somebody and kill them with Golden Gun. They explode and they do collateral damage, and the collateral damage is super high. It's going to take their shield and their health if they're right next to each other.
If they're standing
and it
next to
has
each
a
other,
pretty
it's
good
a guarantee.
distance. Like it doesn't have to be right on top of each other. Like the best way to kind of give you an idea of the range on this is if you had a whole team of 6 people standing in a zone, and you had like one sitting in the middle and then the rest making a circle, if you shot the one guy in the middle, it would kill everybody.
Mm-hmm. But what about Blade Dancer? Is there no part of the
Blade Dancer is all right. I mean, I don't recommend Blade Dancer because I feel like
that was Claw, by the way. Who said
right. Blade Dancer seems to be more for like. The problem I have with Blade Dancer is once you're in, you're in. So like, say you get in and you get your 3-4 kills, and then let's say Blade Dancer's up. Well, now you might have put yourself in a position where you're surrounded in enemy territory, and it's like, I mean, I don't know. If they pick up their heavy ammo and you're trying to do the whole heavy ammo, stop them from getting their heavy ammo, if they pick up their heavy ammo and someone's rocking like a Thunderlord or any kind of really good heavy machine gun, they're murdering that Blade Dancer before he gets close.
Oh, absolutely.
Golden Gun, you go in there, you drop a couple shots on them, you demolish their team. They no longer have heavy ammo. Your team has heavy ammo. I mean, the Hunter has this huge potential in every single control match to swing it in the favor of their team every single time with the correct use of Golden Gun.
So are we saying that the ideal build for a holistic Hunter that's PvE and PvP is Gunslinger?
Gunslinger's really good in PvP. PvE Hunter has a lot of problems. Okay, I've always said that PvE Hunter is lackluster. So if you're
Claw's
really
shaking his head.
If you're really into PvE, unless you're a Crota sword runner or sword bearer, you're gonna have a real hard time of finding a real big use in PvE. I mean, I would probably go Blade Dancer in PvE because I mean, if you're on any of the strikes, it's really good for wiping out groups of people, especially that have the one perk where you can like shoot out this like sonic wave in front of you, and you can just wipe out like hordes of enemies with that.
Razor's Edge.
Yeah, thank you, man. You're right. I just don't remember the names of these things.
I'm a Hunter Supremist. I think I've played Destiny for like 900 hours, and I've played Hunters for 850 of it.
Are you kidding? Please tell me those are like made up numbers, right?
No, that's legit, bro. He's for real.
Yeah. Hunter Bay. Hunter is Bay.
So what do you think, Claw? I mean, in PvE, what do you do?
I'm Gunslinger. I honestly despise Blade Dancers. I think they're. I mean, in PvE.
So tell us your setup, like
I have run that double knife setup he's talking about for the majority of my time since I discovered it, probably 500-600 hours. I just recently trying to switch it up, having fun with I don't know the names because these are new to me, but the two trances ones, the ones with the countdown on the left side, one that increases stability and increases reload speed with shot kills. Chain and Gunslinger's trance.
Gunslinger's trance, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just recently switched those just to kind of switch it up because this is more, it's fun.
Those two perks can make a bad gun great and a great gun amazing.
Yeah. I mean, Hawkmoon and Faper with those things, it's just like amazing.
Stupid. Oh, it's stupid.
There's
a noticeable difference. Yeah.
I think as far as I don't really make a superior build for PvE usually because it's just kind of whatever. But I think those two are by far superior for the PvE setup.
My build is whatever wrecks anybody that I want to wreck. I don't care. That's my build.
Wait a minute.
Whatever wrecks.
Your build is what can
my
run
build's
me
whatever
the fastest
bubbles
into
there.
a Titan's
I just
bubble.
continue to kill 'em. Oh my gosh.
Oh man. No,
whatever makes me run the fastest to a Titan's bubble. That's what I need.
I'm actually with Hambo. I'm actually with Null Zero and Claw on this. I run the knife. So, I mean, I'm always throwing knives at people's heads. It's fun, especially when that Titan is an idiot. And he's like, I'm gonna shoulder charge him,
right?
Shoot him once.
Speak of a shoulder charge. The other day, me and Brian were just us two in PvP. We're on Rusted Lands. We spawn on the C side, right? Our whole team goes C. Me and Brian go B. Brian stays on the point at B, and I'm like, dude, I got the longbow. I'm sniping heads. So I get right in that door, and I'm like looking down sight, man. I'm starting to pop heads, and next thing I know, this Titan comes running out at me, right? Dude, he gets like an inch away from my face with his shoulder charge, and Brian's there just pop, 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 pop. I'm like, yeah, try to shoulder charge me. Come on, come at me.
Oh my goodness, dude. We did have a blast. That was good times. Good times.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
Well, yeah, man, it's been a great night, guys. Thanks so much for joining. Claw, thanks so much for joining us tonight, man.
My pleasure. It's been a lot
really,
of fun.
really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
As always, guys, thanks for listening. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure you rate us on iTunes. Make sure you check us out on SoundCloud as well. If you ever want to listen on SoundCloud and YouTube, we actually have our YouTube link, so you can go to youtube.com/Amosys Gaming. Thank you, Hambone, for getting that all set up.
Yes, sir.
And obviously check us out on Twitch. Next week, don't forget, we have Cosmo. And we have Facebook as well now. Make sure you join us on Facebook. And we also have our websites up, so you can find all the links to all our social media, everything there. We're going to start the Twitch stream, the community stream, starting in May. So definitely keep your eyes open and watch out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And don't forget, check out Guardian Radio Network. All the other shows over there. We have Guardian Radio Show. We have TTL Party Chat, Warlock School, Guardian One, Ghosts and Echoes. You can follow us on Twitter at Amosys Gaming. You can follow me on Twitter at TooLoudTX. It's TWOLOUDTX. So there is the D in there.
It's too loose on the D.
TooLoudTX. Okay, got it. Okay.
Is the D silent?
Yeah, the silent D.
The D is
silent. I'm trying to end this thing. These dudes. Null Zero, NMLXERO. Hambone Dini, HAMBODINI. You have Josh at N64 Josh. Clawman is at Clawman, CLAWMAN _. So you'll find him. Don't forget the underscore there. And Claw, where else can they find you at, man?
All right, yeah, I want you to follow Team Resolute. That's at Team Resolute. That's my clan. It's great. If you follow
an S or a Z?
it's an S. We spell it normal. Our tag is REZO, but his name is RESO, of course. If you follow Team Resolute, I'll follow you. That's what I do. I'll follow anybody who follows Team Resolute.
There you go.
Little side bonus.
Side bonus.
Well, thanks.
The best was on Twitter, man. When I met Claw, he was like, "Hey, you're friends with like all my best friends. You're all my best friends. I'm gonna follow you." I was like, "Sweet, dude, let's do it."
Well, they can also go rock that shirt that you have on for everybody in the stream. They can rock that Resolute shirt, and they can go to what is it?
ResoluteGaming.spreadshirt.com. We have a whole selection, a couple variants, and there's a thong.
Ooh, a thong.
Wait, I like how he said there's a thong.
Yep, I'm gonna get your lady that thong.
Did you see this face?
I was looking for the banana hammock. When's the banana hammock coming in?
It's actually bisexual. We can both wear it. Yeah, that's good.
Wow.
I believe
I was
it's called
kidding.
unisex.
I
I
was
don't believe it's
kidding.
called bisexual.
I'm pretty sure it is
Two
unisex.
sexes, right? I don't know.
Well, they call a bathroom
I like the
that
way you
is
said it.
female and male a unisex bathroom, so I'm assuming that it'd be
Bisexual
unisex.
bathroom. It's a bisexual.
Wow. All right. Well, before
right.
this goes any further, we are going to say goodbye. Thanks everybody
Please have
for
me
joining us
back.
in the stream. Yeah, we'll definitely have to have you back on Claw, man. Thanks so much for jumping on tonight.
It's been a blast.
And telling us all about your thongs that you guys have for sale. And until next time, guys. See you later, alligator.
After a while, crocodile.
Keep it real, electric eel.
Hasta luego, Winnebago.
Ooh, and goodbye, pecan pie.
How was that douche on?
Tasty.
We're out in 5, 4, 3, 2,
Bye.
1. Bye,
We'll be back to
everybody.
play.